Pearl. Thank you so
Hi.
much for hi. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, Pearl is a Google Ads strategist, and she's going to just like tell you guys about herself and how long she has been running ads for, and like just give you some pointers for people who want to start running Google Ads, and let you know if it's something that you should consider for your small business, especially if you're a small business owner in Nigeria. So I'm going to be asking Pearl a few questions, and she's just going to answer them, I guess. So, Pearl, first thing, please tell us about yourself and maybe give us some information that nobody else has about you.
Hmm. Oh, that's a hard one. Anytime anybody tell me about yourself, I'm like, how does they talk about themselves? But anyways, my name is Pearl Omotoyinbo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a Google ad strategist, like Benna said. And let's see. So my background is actually in economics. So
Okay.
I'm a person ever since like I was little. I'm like a numbers person, and I really love math, and that was part of what drew me to economics. But finishing off school, I figured like this wasn't something I was going to like. I didn't see like a career path with economics, and then at the time, I think I started a company with some friends, and we just were basically just learning the ropes. I think I did a little bit of programming. I just like did a little bit of everything. But then coming to like learning how to market the product was what got me in contact with digital marketing. And basically, at first, I started in social media, just learning the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
I came in contact with advertising, and I just like fell in love. It's like, oh wow, the match made in heaven. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me and my background. What is something nobody else knows? Legit, people know this, but I always have to say this. If you want to just get to me, just get me some chocolate cake and some ice cream, and we're good
Ah,
for life. So people know that, but I think that's what I'll go with.
chocolate cake and ice cream. Perfect. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Oh, yeah. So, why did you decide to become a Google Ad strategist? The big why.
So basically, like I said, so I think just navigating like the digital marketing world there is so broad, and
Yeah.
you just kind of find what you resonate with. And so I actually like kind of like just fell in love with advertising in general. And I started out like most people in Facebook ads, just like trying out my
Yeah.
but I think like I can't remember, but I think it was 2016 where I can't even remember the exact point, but I just felt like, wow, Google, I think maybe I was listening to someone speak or something, and I was like, wow, Google has this kind of like underlying like power that even Facebook can't tap into, just
Yep.
because every single person uses Google to search, and you
Yeah.
have the ability to get in front of those people as they're searching for your products and your services. And then also, another thing that really attracted me was Google. Almost every website is kind of like plugged in. Google indexes almost every website, so they have access to at least, and this is being even conservative, 90% of all websites on the internet. And so I was just like, wow, this the reach that Google has could even be more impactful than Facebook. And just that was what started my journey learning about Google Ads. I pretty much just cracked a book open. I got this big book, and it was like, okay, do this. And that was pretty much how that
You got
started.
an actual book.
I'm a hard copy kind of girl, so I got like this big book, and I was like, it was like, oh, this is what you need to do. Okay, and they had like screenshots and all. And
Yeah.
okay, try this out. Okay, okay, all right. And yeah,
Do
so
you think that if someone got that book today, it would still be relevant? Or are they making new versions of it?
they do make new versions. In fact, a new one just came out probably in January. So I was like thinking like, how do I get my hands on this? So they update every time. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Maybe the book. What's the name of the book? So maybe we can like
Um,
recommend in the video.
I will check it. So it's Ultimate Guide to Google Ads. I think that's what it's called.
Okay. I'll put a link in the description for like where you can get more information about the book, whoever is
Yeah.
watching this. Yes. The fact
Yeah.
that you actually like taught your almost everybody actually is self-taught, to be honest. You hardly ever see people who go to, I'm not saying push not pay for the course, so, but but like
But
a
no,
lot of
but
people
yeah,
are
but that's
self-taught.
yeah, that was just the beginning. Like that just opened my mind up. But the
Mm-hmm.
truth about it is, there is nothing like because that was like 4 years. I think from that time, that was what got me started. But from that time to when I actually started running profitable ads was like 3 years.
Yeah. Oh
So if you want
yeah.
to take 3 years to do it by yourself,
Exactly. You're
but
having someone to guide you. You see the advantages. Having someone to guide you and like show you what's working and what's not working for your business is always the best way and fastest way, because you don't start making money in 3 years.
yeah.
All right. Next question. We're doing so well so far. When did you start running ads?
Okay, so I think I started my first, I set up my first Google ad in 2016 for
Mhm.
sure. 2016. That was when I first started. And then I had a lull because the truth about it is that Google is not as interesting as Facebook. And I say that because Google is more expensive.
Yeah.
Google is harder to learn. That's just the truth of the matter. And so I tried my hands out on it, but it wasn't as like, especially when you are really looking for results. So I was like kind of like, but Facebook is, so I was kind of like playing the fence. But like somewhere around 2018, 2019, I really, and had been honing my skills and all that. So I really like focused on it. And then just that focus, I started to get results. I started to, and that was, since then, I've like really been doing that ever since. So yeah,
Okay. Oh, how long did it take you to get good? Oh, you already said 3 years.
about three
Like, what
years.
was that process like?
So pretty much this is so started from, like I said, me cracking open a book and like learning everything. To
Mm-hmm.
me, like just really, first of all, just like watching anything I could on like maybe YouTube and stuff. And then I realized that that wasn't enough. And so I had to like start to invest in my education. So I'm buying courses here and buying, like if I
Yeah.
see Google ads, I'm diving in. And then just immersing myself in really like just to like learn. There's a lot of burnt fingers. um
Yeah.
I've had accounts shut down that I couldn't get back,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So but it's just like, that's just trying things out. So once you learn the basics and you know exactly like these are the things to do, where you would, the best thing you have to do is just like to get down there and implement.
Yeah.
Nothing, there's nobody that can go through that process for
Mm-hmm.
you. You just have to get in there and start to try out things. So yeah, so that's what.
Okay, okay, okay. So the next question, I think that's the last question. Tell us about some of the most mind-blowing results you've ever gotten for a client with Google Ads.
All right, so I think I would say that it's very relative, like I said, mind-blowing ads. And I think like there's so many things which you learn in the courses.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many ways to use Google ads. So you could be using Google ads for leads, you could be using it for brand awareness, you could be using it for leads, leads and
Traffic.
sales,
Yeah.
traffic, exactly. So traffic, leads, sales, and video views. I'm going to say that. So let me just share some of the results I've gotten in those different areas. So one of the, I think this was like one of, I think this is probably one of like my first big successes, and that was running for a skincare brand. And we're running Google ads, and we're using the search network, and we basically were trying to generate sales. And I know that, so people would fill out an order form to get sales. And then I think in a 7-day period, I was just looking through some of the different conversations we're having earlier today. And in a 1 week period, we had about 69 orders. So that was huge.
69
And this was
orders.
like about, yes, and this was like 15 to 20,000 per order. And that was like 69 orders. Now, this was, they make their order. But the disclaimer here, I need to put this, is that what we ran was a order first and then you make payment on delivery. So maybe
Yeah.
about 30% of those payments, those orders dropped off, but still that was what we're able to generate. We're able to get it in front of enough people, and then 69 orders came in, and that happened for like months, and we ended up pulling in multiple six-figure um months. I think we started off with like 200,000, which was small, then went to 500, 700, and that was like good. And we're just like iterating and trying out different things and what was working at the time. So I think those were some of like my very, very first successes. And I think sales is the most important metric to any business owner.
Yeah.
But then
But wait, how much did you
another
guys
example is I
spend
was,
on that particular ad?
so we spent about, so for that 1 week period, we spent about say $200. So right now dollar rate is like crazy. I can't even
Yeah.
remember what it was. Probably like 360 at the time. This was, yeah. So it was probably about 360 at the time. So we spent about 200 to $250, then got that back. So that was good. That was a good one. And then another one was with a brand who was trying to get brand awareness. So he just wanted, he doesn't sell direct to consumer, he sells through distributors. So he just needed brand awareness in the marketplace. So we kind of like wanted to mimic TV ads, and so we used YouTube to do that. And I
Okay.
think like we were, and the great thing about that is you can actually see, which is where YouTube beats TV every time. You can actually see how many people watched, how many you have, the different touch points in your video where your brand showed, and that is important for your brand. And so you can see, okay, this number of people were at this mark and they dropped off at this mark, and then that can help you make decisions. So I
Adjustments.
think we ran this for like about a month. We probably got like 60, 70,000 people seeing our ads and videos. So that was also very, very good for him and the brand at the time because it was a new brand. I didn't pull up that figure of how much we spent on that ad, but I know that it wasn't that much. I could pull that up while we speak so that I could just
No, that's
give
fine.
that.
That's fine.
And okay, and then what else? Which other? So that was sales, and then traffic. So traffic is probably, and I think that's like probably one of my favorite things to do. And I think Google is most impactful when you use it along with other platforms. So I think there's the power that Google has, but when you take a multi-channel or an omni-channel approach to your marketing and your advertising, you get a whole lot. And so there was a particular client, we kind of did a mix of Facebook and Google, and it worked perfectly well. And so we were sending traffic to the site for maybe about 2 cents, 3 cents, which on Google is like incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
And we were able to, we probably spent like maybe $17 to get maybe like over 1,000 people to the site. So it was
What?
like, it was a very good, based on, like what we were used to, especially with Google ads, because Google ads are more typically more expensive. But I've noticed that if you don't know how to run ads properly, then you get those really, really expensive ads. But when you know what you're doing and you are able to like hone in on the right strategy, then you are able to get a decent amount of results for what you spend. So those are just some of the big wins I think we got, and that was like really, really cool. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's fantastic. And would you say, have you, did you ever, you said something about using different channels. So do you mean like maybe like getting in leads from Facebook or Instagram, then retargeting them with display ads on Google? What do you mean by integrating
What I
different channels?
did, what I did was the opposite. So I got them to the site from Google because I just felt like I'm able to reach so much more people on Google. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to drive them to the site and then retarget them on Facebook and Instagram, and that brought
Yeah.
in like multiple seven figures sales, and also that was awesome.
Also, would you say that the leads from Google are more targeted than Facebook?
Yeah. So definitely. So basically, again, it depends on what Google tool you're using in the Google network and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, when they go to Google, they are searching for something. And if you are able to do your research properly and know exactly
Mm-hmm.
how to meet the right people when they're searching for what you have, that person is already looking for what you have.
Yeah,
On Facebook, it's kind of different. You are trying to get them while they're doing other things, but this is someone
exactly.
looking for stuff. So definitely those are more targeted. So that's why it's not even a bad idea to even pay more if the people are coming for Google,
Yeah,
because you know if they're coming for Google, then
they
most likely
definitely, yeah,
they
the one where you're selling.
are. There was another campaign we ran, so we were getting sales from Google and Facebook, but we found out that Facebook sales were more likely to drop off than Google sales, just because the people were already actively searching and looking for that. So yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fantastic. A lot of like small business owners really need to get into the whole Google thing. I think everybody just thinks it's
Yeah.
difficult. Well, maybe
it,
it is
it can
difficult,
be
Sha.
difficult. It can be difficult, but once you just learn, like, okay, this is what works, and it's a lot of testing. And the truth about it is that your ads, this is what I personally believe, your ads are just like a tool. If you
Mm-hmm.
have um marketing system down, and
Yeah.
you exactly this is my goal with this ad, then you know exactly you are able to like maximize your results. So I
Yeah.
think Google is a tool, Facebook is a tool, it's just a tool to reach the people that you want, but it's important. Your messaging is important. There are different other things that make it work. So if you can hone in on that and then apply the right strategies for Google and Facebook and whatever it is, you will get results. So it's just yeah.
Okay, okay, awesome. So one last thing.
Okay,
There are people watching now that probably want to start running Google ads for their business. If you could give them a piece of advice, just like something short, what would you tell them?
guys, I need to say this. Before you run Google ads, please read the ad policies. This is so
Mm.
important. I know it sounds like that's not what we want to hear. We want to know how we can start making money. Google is your friend. Google, if you break their rules just one time, Google will literally shut down your account and you will never ever run ads on Google again. Legit, they are that strict. If I want to give anybody advice, like legit, that is the first thing I would say. Make sure you read the ad policies. It's not what anybody wants to hear, I know, but
Yeah,
trust me, you have to take that pain and do that than to get shut down for life. They are not forgiving. They are
yeah,
not forgiving. They don't need our small money. They are big. They are Google. Legit. It can be so nerve wracking. So honestly, that would be my number one tip. Like legit.
yeah.
Yeah.
That means you guys print it out in colored red, paste it in your room, frame it. I'm looking at it every morning when you wake up when you're saying your morning affirmations.
Oh God. If possible. It's a powerful platform, but they are not forgiving. It's like bum. They know how to give you the boots.
And
So
that's a
yeah.
new site. You're getting a new website too if you're banned.
That's
That's
it.
that.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
crazy. That's scary. But yeah, we move.
It is.
So yeah, thank you so much, Pearl, for joining me on this video.
Thank
So